can you tell us?
Well, there's been two consistent themes that the government is under pressure this week on, Aisling, and they both have a quite similar theme. It is firstly this issue of disability allowances being wrongfully stripped from people who entered into full-term residential care. It emerged through a TV documentary the other night that there was a systematic state approach of withdrawing those allowances even though the claimants were legally entitled to them. And then on a separate note, we also have this nursing home calamity, this whole question mark about whether it was legal for public patients to be charged for their beds in private nursing homes, even if it was a situation where there was no public beds available. And in both instances, it seems that the state may have been guilty of trying to stop people from claiming money that was rightfully theirs, a charge put to the Taoiseach this lunchtime by Pierce Doherty of Sinn Féin.
These individuals were denied their payments unlawfully by the state. That is crystal clear now. You were a member of Cabinet who agreed to this strategy. You were asked in 2010 as a member of Cabinet to continue to agree to the strategy of the HSE denying all claims for back payments in relation to these payments, despite the fact that you knew they were unlawful at the time.
Are we saying, for right forward, that we have an infinite resource base and that the current taxpayers and current generations will consistently have to pay for historic mistakes or historic wrongs? I'm putting the question to you, and that is a key. I would argue that's a very key fundamental point in terms of the allocation of resources. It's not fobbing anything off, Deputy.
Now, Micheál Martin's argument there very similar to one put yesterday by the Taoiseach Leo Varadkar, who said that the state can only spend every euro once and it would rather spend today's budget dealing with today's services rather than having to pay back for historical wrongdoings. But that is likely to irk many people who would think that the state is guilty of those wrongdoings and therefore people are entitled to their own money. And it's not going to go down well, given that only last night the government rebuffed attempts to try and expand the redress scheme for mother and baby home survivors, 24,000 estimated survivors who will not be entitled to any redress at all. And what will make that even harder to stomach for many is the news today that Micheál Martin, as the Minister for Defence, has sanctioned the purchase of a new government jet, saying that the existing one bought in 2004 is now becoming too expensive and difficult to service, and he has sanctioned the process of buying a replacement one.